Let me say something that might be challenging for you to hear, and it's going to challenge how you've been measuring yourself for years. Equal effort is not fair for ADHD brains. If you've spent your life watching other people seem to do the same things with like half the exhaustion rate, if you've wondered why you try so hard and still fall behind, this episode is going to give you language for something that you felt but maybe couldn't explain. Today, we're talking about effort matching, what it is, why ADHD brains burn out faster than other neurotypical brains, and how to stop planning for a version of yourself that doesn't necessarily exist.
Welcome to Mindful Chatting, a podcast where therapy meets real life. I'm Kristen, a therapist, business owner, and a lifelong student of what it means to fully show up in our relationships, in our work, and in our healing. Here, we unpack mental health concepts, explore mindfulness tools, and talk through the messy, beautiful, in-between moments that shape us. Whether you're a fellow clinician, a curious listener, or someone navigating your own growth, this space is for you. Let's chat.
Most of us were taught a very simple equation. Effort in equals success out. But ADHD disrupts that equation entirely. Research on executive functioning shows that ADHD brains expend significantly more cognitive and emotional energy on task initiation, sustaining attention, emotional regulation, time awareness, and switching between tasks. So that means two people can be doing the same thing, the same task, but one is using double or even triple the amount of internal resources to get there. So when we say just do what everyone else does, we're actually ignoring the cognitive load that is being placed on us and ignoring that that creates burnout. And here's what I see clinically and personally over and over. ADHD brains and ADHD adults don't under try. They actually over try. They push through all of that exhaustion. They ignore those internal signals. We rely on this sense of urgency and adrenaline to get us through. And then we overcommit on our good days when we're feeling really awesome. And then we crash out on the back end. Why? Well, because for many ADHD adults and our ADHD brains, rest actually feels unsafe. Slowing down feels like we're failing, and effort becomes a way to prove our worth. And that's not motivation, that's actually survival.
If you're working on staying present and grounded, which me too, we all need, especially when your brain wants to spiral into what we call disconnection. Yeah, it's Brain FM. It's musically designed to help ADHD brains, well, really any brain, to focus, relax, sleep, and I use it almost daily. If you want to try it, I've dropped my link in the show notes. And if you're looking for planning tools and ADHD resources, they're in there too.
So when you think about productivity systems, one of the things that they always ask is, how much time do you have? And effort matching asks, how much capacity do you have? And capacity can include your mental energy, your emotional bandwidth, your physical state, and even the environmental demands that are being placed upon you. An ADHD friendly plan doesn't ask, what should I do today? It actually asks, what can I realistically carry today without tipping into shutdown? And this is where traditional time blocking kind of fails ADHD brains because it ignores variability. Effort matching means that we're planning your hardest tasks on your strongest day. We're lowering expectations on low capacity days, and we're separating what's important from effort heavy. We're also building in recovery for you so that you don't burn out. It also means accepting this really hard truth. If everything takes maximum effort, something is misaligned. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means that your system needs a lot of adjusting. If you're nodding along and thinking, yep, this is totally me, I want you to stop and take a free quiz. I have made a quiz about what's your ADHD struggle, and it'll only take a couple of minutes. And at the end, there's a secret freebie waiting for you that will help you start working on your struggle right away. Look in the show notes for the link. And I see this really constantly with people with ADHD in my sessions. Clients will say, I don't understand why I can't keep up, but what we really need to do is we need to map effort instead of our outcomes that we're really searching for. And it becomes clear that these clients are doing too much on depleted systems and that they're planning for this like ideal future version of their self in this ideal energy space, not the actual energy that they'll have when they get there. And then they're measuring success by the output, not the cost that it took them to get there. So once effort becomes visible, self trust starts to build. And if this is resonating with you, I created a simple effort matching map. You can download it from the show notes, and it helps you identify these low, medium, and high effort tasks. And then you can plan based on your capacity instead of the pressure on you. And then this stops overloading your future self. It's not about doing less, it's about doing what fits you. If you're listening to this and thinking, this is exactly what I struggle with, I want you to know that I built something specifically for you. The EF, or Executive Functioning Activation course, walks you through why task initiation feels so hard with your ADHD and how to actually get yourself moving without shame, pressure, or burnout. It's short, practical, and designed for ADHD brains, not productivity culture. If starting is your biggest barrier, this course gives you structure, language, and tools that actually work for you. You'll find the link in the show notes. If you could take one thing from today, I want it to be this. You don't need to try harder. You need to try differently. And fairness isn't equal effort. Fairness is matching effort to your capacity. Next week, we're going to talk about dopamine and anticipatory motivation and why starting feels so hard even when you care very deeply about something. But until then, be gentle with your mind.